Okay, so in order to master this kanji, we're gonna first have a look through some example sentences from a bunch of different video games and have a look at the different readings for this kanji in order to help you build in your mind what concept this kanji holds. First, here with the reading of koto and goto.
Не стреляй, пожалуйста, не стреляй!
Босс, 敵の言っていることがわからないか？ああ、やはりか。あんたの頭の角が言語やの神経を圧迫しているらしい。ロシア語の通訳スキルがあればソ連兵の言葉を同時通訳できるようになるんだが。
私、敵じゃない。あなたたち、壊れた機械生命体倒してくれた。
機械生命体がこんなに言葉を使えるなんて。
お礼する。私たちの村に来い。
相変わらず全然わかんない。っていうか、カンジ君ついてきてる？さっきから一言も喋ってないけど。
はい。ああ、まあその。
寝てたんじゃないだろうな。
ナイスアイディア。アイスなアイディア？白長スクジラ？うわあ！びっくりした！あ、もしかすると今の話聞こえてた？まあ、どうせ意味わかんないだろうけど。あ、もう独り言は言わないからね。危ない危ない。
So, as we just saw, kotoba for word or language, hitokoto for a single word, and hitorigoto for speaking to yourself. So we can kind of see a concept already here with words, language, and speech. Now on to the next kunyomi reading here with I, or you, which is an alternate reading. So here in the very, very common word, iu. So let's check out how this reading's used.
ねママ、私たちそろそろ行かなくちゃ。もう？本当は寄るつもりなかったんだよね。ウェッジがピザ食べたいって言うから。
ごちそうさました。言うてたやろ、この先にゴロネール王国っちゅう国がある。
おい、大丈夫か？しっかりしろ。だから言ったんだ。足手まといだってな。そんな言い方はよせ。みんな好きで戦ってるんじゃない。
Okay, so pretty clear, right? We have iu, to say, ita, the past tense form, said, and finally iikata, the way of saying. Okay, so we're definitely starting to get a strong feel for what this kanji's concept is. Now onto the onyomi readings here with gen.
つかアイギス、お前犬語翻訳機能付き？
犬に言語はないであります。でも言語だけが意思伝達じゃないであります。
伊藤さんに恩義を感じるのは当然だが、発言には気をつけた方がいい。
ただしフレデリカ殿は謁見中の発言を控えていただきたい。
口を聞くなと。なぜです？
おばちゃんは算数が得意なの？
そうだよ。緑も算数が得意なんだ。マティな性格なんだわ。
待て？
そうよ。几帳面なの。
じゃあおじちゃんは待たないの？
あれ？マティってわかんない？方言なのかな？
Okay, so very similar here. Gengo for language, like in game gengo. Hatsugen for a statement or a remark, and then finally hogen for a dialect, the way people speak in a certain area. And the final onyomi reading here with gon, like in the words mugon and dengon.
立花不動産の人間も毎日来るのか？
最近来るのは無言電話だけ。夜通し何百回ってかかってくるよ。
ということはフレンはここに来たんですね。
知らん。フレンなんて騎士は。
じゃあせめて伝言だけでもお願いできませんか？
なんだ、パーティーの真っ最中だというのに無粋だな。
申し訳ありません。あのお方よりご伝言です。
奴が動いた。
So, pretty straightforward. As we just saw, Mugon is for silence, and then we have Dengon, which is like a verbal message. So let's put this all together and have a look at what kind of concept this kanji holds. This is a pretty simple kanji, so hopefully it's already quite clear to you. We have words and language, saying something, language, statements and dialects, and finally the way you use language, whether not at all or verbally. We can see pretty clearly that the concept for this kanji is speech or language itself. So to say something, say, speech, word. So let's take a look at how useful those words that you just learnt are. So here I've handpicked the top 10 most useful words according to kanshuro.com, and we can see here ranking from N1 to N5, as well as usefulness, 500 all the way to 10,000. So if we look at the most useful and easiest words, we have iyu and kotoba. So both of them are very useful pieces of language for you to memorize. Next, if we move over to the 1,500 most useful words, we have in the N3 range, gengo and hitokoto. And then in the N1 range, we have hatsugen. So that's interesting to see that an N1 piece of language is actually quite useful and is used quite a lot. Then in the 3,000 most useful words, we have hogen for a dialect. Quite a useful piece of language, it just might not be used quite as often, that's why it's ranked a little bit higher. Now moving on to the 5,000 most useful words, and we have dengon and mugon. All of these are N1 pieces of language that are relatively high level, but you definitely will see them around. And then finally we have in the 10,000 most useful words, hitori goto. This is a little bit rarer and you often don't see it with these kanji. Sometimes it's written in just hiragana by itself. In the example here in Boku no Natsuyasumi, the second part for goto here with this kanji, that actually was written in kanji. However, the first part, the hitori part, was actually just in hiragana. Either way, if you're looking to master this kanji, then these words are all going to be very useful for you to get familiar with. Next, if we go a little bit deeper into this kanji, looking at exactly how it is actually constructed here with radicals. So this is a relatively simple kanji. We can see at the very top there's just a little dot, and then afterwards we see 3 one kanjis for ichi, 1, 2, 3. And then at the very bottom we have kuchi, a mouth. There are lots of different mnemonics that you can use to help you remember this word. For example, if we think about what we saw with Nier Automata, a robot trying to speak like a human, but perhaps all that comes out of its mouth are ones and zeros. So here you see the ones coming out of the mouth. That could perhaps help you remember this kanji. Another interesting story you could look at is if you actually have a look at the top part, it kind of looks like a hat, and then the bottom part kind of looks like a mouth, so it kind of looks like a man that's talking. There are lots of different ways that you can help remember this kanji, so just find whatever helps you best. Lastly, looking at how this kanji is used in components for other kanji. As you progress further and further with your kanji, you'll start to notice that kanji are actually quite simple when you realize that they're just different components put together, often different kanji or different radicals. So this kanji itself is actually used as a component in lots of other words, like here for hanasu, to talk. We can see it on the left hand side. Go, like in gengo, or in kataru, here to talk. Yomu, to read as well, we can see it being on the left hand side. Shin, for trust or faith. This time we can see it on the right hand side. And then finally we have the kanji seen in setsu, like setsume, to explain, and we can see it again on the left. Interestingly enough, all of these words do have some sort of connection to speech and words themselves. So hopefully next time you come across these kanji, you might be able to help remember them a little bit more easier if you remember that this component right here is for speech or words. And congratulations, you have now mastered this first kanji for the JLPT N4. So in this video, you have learnt the most essential things that you need to know in order to really understand this one kanji, pretty much mastering it. Obviously, there may be more words out there using the same readings, but I've picked the top 10 most useful words according to kanshuro.com's top 10,000 most useful word list. So just by watching this video, you know pretty much everything you must know for this kanji and how it's used, and you picked up some vocabulary along the way. So thank you very much guys for watching. A huge thank you to all of the supporters on Patreon. Thank you so much guys for all of your support of the channel. And if you want to join us on the Game Gengo Discord community, then consider supporting us on Patreon. So as always, thank you very much guys for watching, and I'll see you all again next time.